Hello, thank you very much for tuning into this section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James 13 Wicca. If you're seeing it somewhere else, it's not correct. The stuff like the decks and the dice, I'm going to put that below. Of course, if you would like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your selection. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Capricorn? I don't know why we need extra space all of a sudden, but moving everything out of the way like we're gonna do a huge project, so we'll see. I don't know why we're doing it that way, but okay. This is a spaced out. There's steps. Steps. Okay. What is that? That's good for you, because that's good for you. Okay. In the tarot deck, the card that represents Capricorn is the Devil. It's not a bad thing. It's just talks about boundaries. It talks about those boundaries will be adhered to, or there will be swift and severe consequences. It's not a bad thing. This situation is ending with your card, which is making me feel like we could get this situation where you want it to be and stabilize it and hold it there correctly, whatever the situation may be for you. So this is what we're working towards. It may not be an easy trip to get there, but I don't feel like you'd believe it if it was. Sometimes the best things take the most work. What are we working with is a good question. Whatever the situation is, you've been involved with it for a while. For whatever reason you have. And it was fine for how it started. You got the Five of Swords where this started from. Kind of like, I can deal with this. I can handle this. I don't even know if it matters that I'm a part of it, but I can do this. For some of you, it might be a work situation, and it might be a part of the work situation where it's kind of like, I just got to deal with this and I can do it. Could be a family connection, or if it's friends, it's something where there's something I'm dealing with, and it's kind of like it came with the package. It's like somebody else brought it in, and it's kind of like, it doesn't matter. I can handle it. I don't even know if I really like it, but I guess I'm not really against it. It's there. That's fine. I don't know why okay. So another analogy might be like somebody you're connected with has an animal that takes a lot of care, but they're the one taking care of it. And you're like, I don't have a problem with that animal. It's fine. Not super warm. It's almost like somebody having an iguana, for example. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Probably not. Iguana. So it's like the way I relate to it, it's kind of like, iguana, that's fine. I don't really want to hold it or pet it. It's fine. But I'm not going to freak out if it's there. It's fine. It's fine. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, yeah, it's fine. It's cool. They love it. That's great. It's fine either way, in my opinion. It's kind of like where I'm going with this. Kind of like, it's there and it's fine. That's how this, and it feels like I'm learning a lot about a subject. I feel like I'm going to use the iguana as a reference a lot for this, because it's like, they're not bad, but I don't get all warm and fuzzy about it. But I feel like I keep learning information, and I keep learning information, and somebody else's passion is like, I'm just picking up on the information, and they're telling me things, and they're doing this, and I'm learning stuff, and I'm like, I didn't think it really mattered at the time, but I'm starting to really understand more things, and I'm starting to see other reasons why I kind of think this is kind of cool. There's an interest building with something that originally I thought I didn't really care. It's fine, but I don't really care, but I keep getting the information. I feel like you're starting to get interested in it, but you're not letting yourself do much with it in the beginning. It's kind of like, no, that's not for me. That's them. That's them. That's theirs. That's not for me. That's for them. That's for them. I'm using the iguana as a reference, but it could be anything. It could be cooking, for example. Could be, you know, finances. Could be something about how finances work in a certain way. Could be stocks. Whatever you got. Could be gardening. Anything. Could be just something where it's like, yeah, it's fine. It's cool. I don't have an adversity against it, but I don't get all warm and fuzzy about it at the same time. But information keeps coming your way, and you're learning things, and it's starting to click, and it's starting to be like, huh, that's kind of interesting. But it's kind of like I'm not letting myself engage too much with it. I'm like, no, 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 that's theirs, that's theirs. And I keep seeing that, but it's like it's haunting you a little bit. This card is interesting. Trick or treat, out trick or treating, out trick or treating. We're here. We're here. It's not. It's just kind of, it's playful. It's fun haunting. It's not a scary haunting. It's kind of like I'm entertained with the conversation, but I'm like, it's fine. It's almost like I'm looking at it like, oh, that's kid stuff. Oh, that's kid stuff. That's not for me. That's for other people. But the seed has taken root here. The seed has taken root. Do you have to do anything with it? Obviously not. I feel like that's obvious. So, but it's starting to build. And I feel like for some reason, I keep feeling like I'm not supposed to, or this isn't supposed to be for me, or something like that. And the question they're willing to push forward is like, why can't it be for you? Why? Like, they're just asking that you ask yourself that question. If you became a part of the situation, or you got involved in this situation, what are the negatives to that? In the sense of like, is there social, do you think people are going to look at you in a social way that's negative? Does that have to be anybody else's business but your own, if that's the case? Stuff like that. Like I used to know a person that they painted very cartoony things. It just made them happy, and they did some things with them privately, but they didn't want everybody to know it because they were afraid people were going to think that they were too childlike, or they wouldn't be taken seriously. They were a very analytical person when it came to business, but on their off time they did some stuff. It was very cartoon drawing stuff, and they did stuff with that, and I was like, I didn't see the problem, but they were worried that people wouldn't take them seriously if they knew they had this hobby. So it was something they kept very private, and they shared only with specific people and groups, and I thought that was fine. I didn't see a problem. I'm just in a position where people tell me things because I tend to be non-judgmental. So people just share things with me. I don't know why I'm sharing that with this, but it just happens. I don't know. People just tell me things. So it might be something like that. Like, I don't want people to view me in this other light. I don't want people to assume I have certain characteristics that I don't because of my interest in this. It might be something like that. So it might be a very private thing for you, and that can be. You don't have to block yourself from this subject if it's a private thing for you. You are going to define what you need it to be anyway. That's just a natural Capricorn thing. You know, you have boundaries, and you do well with boundaries. Let's remember that. Like, you set boundaries and you adhere to your own boundaries because that's what works for you. Dipping your toes in? Is that a reality with this? Is dipping your toes in a reality with this? It may make you uncomfortable. This isn't... Okay. Stepping out of your comfort zone. You want what you want. You're allowed to have what you want. Stepping out of your comfort zone, you might be the only reason you're not moving forward. There might be something of great value here that you can have. Totally can be for you. There's only one person stopping you. There's only one person that can stop you. And I'm sure you already know who that is. That's you. If you don't want to, then you don't. And that's that. For those of you still watching, I have a feeling there's a reason you're still watching. Define it the way you want to define it. Allow yourself to step out of your comfort zone to have that value. You don't have to jump into the deep end of the pool. Just get your toes wet. Whatever that means to you, get your toes wet. Whatever this is, whatever it means to you, get your toes wet. You don't have to do anything. If you don't want to and you're like, I'm not doing that, then you're not doing that. Whatever this is, it has the potential to hold great value for you. If you want to give it a chance and see if it really can work for you and you can really have that happiness that you want, getting your toes wet is not a bad thing. So it's like, I keep seeing this, like, the way I keep seeing this is kind of like, I really want to go out there and swim because I'm using the toes wet thing, but I'm like, I don't want to go through the whole thing and like, I don't know. Like, I've got business clothes on, so I can't really do that. But it's kind of like, well, I could take off my shoes and socks, and I could just kind of literally get my toes wet. And, like, it's kind of like, I'm not going to swim today. But if I at least got my toes wet, okay, that was fun. I like that. So it's kind of like, oh, I'm going to go over near the beach again today. You know what? Maybe I'll bring a pair of shorts. I'm not going to get and swim, but they just some, like, business shorts. I'll wear some business shorts. I don't know if that's even a real thing. I'll wear something that's, like, I could maybe not only go into my, I could take off my shoes and socks and I can go up to my knees now. And then it's like, I just keep working my way into it. You get to define what you want privately. I feel like this is very easy at this part. So, there's somebody, you're probably gonna, if this starts taking hold and you get your toes wet, I feel like you'll have conversations where appropriate with the appropriate people. It just seems like that's the natural progression for this, the way this story is playing out. You'll have conversations with the appropriate people. You're deciding who those appropriate people are. I don't think that's a problem. And I get like there's a building interest. Building information, building interest. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get in there. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do that. A lot of possibilities. There's just, I feel like I'm just fielding offers for some reason. I don't know what to say about that. But I'm looking at possibilities like I could do this, or I could get involved with that. This could be something that could connect me, and I could swim a little bit here, and I could get in the water, or I could do some things in the water. You're getting your feet wet, right? Maybe there's something else you want to do in the water. Maybe you want to parasail, paraglide, parasail. I don't know. There's activities you want to do in the water, we're just going to say. There's possibilities and different activities you could do that could bring you happiness. Maybe you want to get into parasailing, but you also want to sell bathing suits, and maybe you could create them, something. I don't know. Whatever it is. You looking at the different possibilities and what looks most interesting to you that matches with your life. Am I missing something? Okay, we can let that go. Anyway, you're going to open some doors, have some appropriate conversations. This next part, there's a couple different ways to do things. I got to bring it down because there's a lot, like there's a rush of energy that comes in, and there's the temptation to get pulled along with the current. You're Capricorn. Capricorn is Earth. You don't have to be swept away with the current. But it's going to be very enticing. All of this is face down. What is this? Count your blessings, sweet memories, healing, and you miss someone. Something seems to be pulling a lot of energy. It's like a very quick, it comes in, I feel like these it doesn't have to be all four of these cards, but could be somebody connected that you haven't connected in a while. It seems like there's healing here. Something where there's possibilities. What was that top one? Count your blessings. Kind of like I don't want to, pass on something that may not be here very, very, very long. I don't want to be a stick in the mud. I don't want to screw myself out of a good opportunity. All these weird things. When it comes in with this rush, especially with this card, the Knight of Wands is known for like coming in with a lot of energy, and here today, and tomorrow you wake up and you're like King of Wands, or Knight of Wands. Is it the Knight? It's the Knight. Knight of Wands? Hello? You were here yesterday. Where'd you go? This is a here today, gone tomorrow card. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it's just addressing that that's what it is. There's a rush of energy, but it's not staying. That doesn't usually work for Capricorn. Capricorn doesn't like a burst of energy that doesn't stay. So there's something really alluring and really enticing about this that seems to pull me forward, and I want to do it. I don't know why, but I want to really be a part of this. It's something is really enticing and really kind of like catching your eye or catching your interest. Not that you would do it, but this doesn't have to be the definition of the situation in the sense of like, I either go the way they want me to go or I just have to go away. This isn't like I'm either get in there and play the game or I sit on the bench. This is not that. This is not that. This is a situation where you're meant to define what you want, how you want it, and find that version of it. There might be this attitude of kind of like, well, this is how it's done, so you either do it our way or you don't do it at all. There could be somebody with that attitude. That is false. That is not real. But they might sell you on it, especially if this part of the situation, you don't know that much information about it at this point. They might try to sell you on that. You don't have to go with that. That doesn't usually work for Capricorn anyway, but there's something about, it's not so much, I'm not worried about you trying something that doesn't work. I'm worried about believing that like, well, I guess this isn't for me because if that's how you got to do it, I'm not going to do it that way. And then like grounding out your opportunity thinking, well, this isn't for me then. So be aware of somebody else. That might be their honest interpretation of how it works. That might be their honest connection. They might fully believe that you either do it this way or you don't do it at all. And that might be a truth for them. Doesn't mean that has to be a truth for you. Because I don't think they're trying to snake you into something. I don't think they're lying to you. But that might be their understanding of the situation. You have other possibilities. A clear solution in the Six of Wands. This is in phases. That opportunity comes in. That opportunity is not for you. That's fine. That doesn't mean you have to walk away from the subject. Because there's something about that that might be a little bit harsh. It might get me to recoil and kind of just abandon the situation. Like, oh, maybe this isn't for me. It's not the truth, but it may be the impression you get. Realize that there's passion here. There's other ways. There's other research to be done. There's a better way to do this. There's a way that fits you. I need more about this. I feel like I'm missing something on that. Because it's success. It's a clear solution. Because I'm like, if it's that obvious, why wouldn't you just choose it anyway? Because I feel like if there's an obvious answer here, I feel like you would naturally just go towards it. But there's something about unearthing it. Letting things come forward and realizing somebody else's truth doesn't have to be your truth. Somebody else's passion, the way somebody else does it, that I just keep getting like, I keep getting the water connection. It's kind of like, maybe I wanted to do parasailing and maybe the way I'm looking at this, it's like they're going up like however high they're going, it's like, oh, that's way too high for me. I can't do that. And they're like, well, that's how long the rope is. If you don't want to do this, if you don't like that height, this isn't for you. And I keep getting like, I think I'm a weird person because there's only so far I can stand with heights. I don't know if that's weird, but it's kind of like, well, why does it have to be that height? Can we do a different height? Is there something different I could do? I just get that there's negotiability here that maybe they don't know that. I don't know what the rules are for such a thing. So, I don't even know. So, I don't even know. I feel like I have to look into this. And like, if somebody's telling you there's certain rules and this is why the rules are, privately later, doing your own research, especially the internet nowadays, not for nothing, researching it for yourself, are those really the rules? And then not only researching it on the internet, but then going, okay, the internet is saying this. Where else can I verify that this is actually the case? You know, you got to be careful with the internet. Finding reputable sources can be a challenge depending on what you're dealing with. When you find other answers, just, I would also highly recommend, like, where else can I verify this somewhere that's not online? Like, somebody who actually does this or whatever, you know, I would just recommend that. Because there's other possibilities for you. You doing this your way is important. And there's no rush, by the way. There's no rush. So even if this is a seasonal situation and it's kind of like maybe you want to get into gardening, for example. So I live in New York. Can't garden outside all year round. It's just not going to work. We get freezing. If you can, I'm impressed. Because I guess if you have a greenhouse, you could pull it off. But typically you can't garden outside all year round. But as the seasons change, sure, winter comes, but winter goes. So you don't have to do it this year, or you don't have to do it at this juncture. You don't have to go in this cycle. You could do it later. It's just keeping the interest. Because I'm getting with the back off, it's kind of like finding your answers and going, well, the season has passed, so I guess I can't do that. Maybe not this season, but there's another season coming. I remember when I got into running, it took me a few years to get up to where I am. But I created it over time the way I wanted to do it, and I'm happy with how it's going now. It did take me a few years, and I remember in the beginning I got ridiculed because I wasn't really running that far. I was running less. The first year I was running less than a mile, and I had people scoffing at me. And I just remember thinking, what does it matter to you? Like, what does it matter to you? It's my life, and I'm happy. So, you know, whatever. What do they say with salt? Pound salt? They can go pound salt. Whatever that means. This is your business. Even if people scoff at you, whatever that means, you do it in your terms. It may be one of those things where I want to do this differently and I don't know how I'm going to make it happen, but I want to. Keep your energy going. Keep your energy alive. Keep researching. You'll find it. You'll find it. You're diligent. You're reliable. You have that ability. It's kind of like earth signs have this tendency to be very diligent with things. Let this be something for you. You'll have your opportunity. It's going to take some more thought. How much value does this have for you? Create it the way you want it to. It's like we started off with that iguana thing, right? Maybe there's other things that are related. Maybe you want to do geckos. Maybe you want to do chameleons. Chameleons are more interesting than iguanas in my opinion, but you know, whatever the flavor is you need to do. It's going to take some time. It's you having that happiness and joy to get into it. You got the Fool and the Hermit card. Very good cards for you. Let this evolve on your terms. What is this? Powerful personal growth. And the Devil card, right? That's your card. Just because other people don't do it the way you want to do it, or maybe haven't done it the way you want to do it before, you could be a trendsetter. You can start the whole new situation. You'll create the plan that makes sense. You'll know how to make it work because you'll figure it out and you'll put it together in a very smart way. Just because maybe other people haven't done it that way before doesn't mean it can't be done. And you'll be able to put together the plan to find the way that should work. Is there anything else I want to say? I get that there's good energy here. I've gone on for a long time with this. I feel like I need to kind of shut it down because it's getting really long. I feel like they're just trying to give you confidence and remind you that you succeed on your terms, doing it your way. That's where your success is. And other people, they may not see that there's a different way to do things. They don't need to. You just have to be able to have that confidence to know that you can find it. And just because they don't understand this version of success, they don't need to. You do. You need to understand it, but they don't need to. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope this helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.